Feel relief with the being that I'm done. Find something to believe in and then never give it up. I can feel that cheering. Heard the words that did not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. There's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say. Nothing I could say. But I say
Hello and welcome everybody, and happy Fat Tuesday as we have a wonderful night of racing here tonight with the HCK Beagles Super Speedway Racing League, all brought to you tonight by Numb Gaming. If you're looking for an excellent gaming community to join, whether it's racing, trucking, farming, whatever, go check them out and join their Discord and go out there and make some friends and have a good time. We're in store for 210 miles here at iRacing Super Speedway, and at the end of that, we will crown a race winner. But first, to kick things off, we're going to start this one off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And thank you for that. As stated, this one is brought to you by Numb Gaming, and boy, we're in store for a great show here tonight. And to help me break down all this wonderful action, I've got two great guys here with me tonight. As always, up here in the booth, we got Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight, man?
Happy Fat Tuesday, man. It's a great party night down in South Louisiana tonight. But we got a little something different in store for the rest of the country. We're going to be watching this Super Speedway, iRacing Super Speedway race. This track is nuts. The transitions are crazy. You lose a lot of grip, on the transitions here. Just losing all your suspension load and everything. It's a really wide track, so I mean, it's forgiving in that sense, but these guys are doing well over 200 miles an hour in NASCAR Camping World trucks, so that alone in itself is just, it's crazy, and it's going to be a crazy night.
Yes, indeed. As down there on pit road, always looking for a good time down there, it's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how are you doing tonight, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing awesome. Lent starts, right? And we got to party it up tonight. That's what we're going to do here with these guys. 2 fast repairs, 75% fuel. What is it, 70 laps?
Yes, sir.
I think we're going to have a good time. And I'm just watching this qualifying, and they're doing open qualifying, so the teammates are out there qualifying together like Team America. Winker and company there are all running around together, which is pretty smart. But where do you want to be? Do you want to be in the front, back, in the middle when this thing kicks off?
Put me in the back, coach. There is no way I want to be in the middle of the pack. If I know I can't qualify well here against some of these guys and I'm just going to end up in the middle, I'm not qualifying. I'm going to make the slowest lap I can. Put me in the back.
Yeah, well, as we look at today's race info, being at a super speedway, the weather and temperature really doesn't come into factor too much, albeit, this track can definitely get treacherous in those transitions in and out of the corner, so that is something to watch out for. But what's more important is tonight's cue of the race, and that is to get down to business. We are entering the closing stages of this season, which means it's time to look at that leaderboard and say, am I going to make it into these playoffs coming up here in just a few short weeks?
Yeah, this is the first time the HCK Beagles guys are going to use the chase format. So, yeah, 3 more races, and it'll be chase time for HCK.
As we do currently look at the leaderboard, Curtis Critchley still hanging on to that lead with those 3 wins and excellent average finishing percentage. However, Kevin Winker has closed that gap quite a bit, and Cale Tuberville is just sitting there still without any wins, but able to hang on to that 3rd place. So you know he's looking for something, but really, as of right now, the race to get into that chase is that 10th spot and below. All those drivers on those bubbles, and man, you can just see you got Zach Staten there at 262, Cody Staten at 237, Bradley Clay at 229, Paul Ferdiani at 228. So you got a lot of these guys who have had some very bad luck in the first portion of this season. Now that we've exited out of this all-star race, expect them to really be hungry to get a good finish.
Yeah, Adam, it's time to turn up the aggression a little bit, I think, isn't it? I mean, we're already seeing some of it here during the qualifying session, it looks like. But
yeah, they're turning people in qual, so that's going to make for maybe some fights, something cool. I don't know. I think you're getting this close to the end of the season, and you're on that bubble. You're going to have to kind of go for it, right? So this is definitely the place to go for it. What is it? Turns 1 and 3, or where we have that giant dip in transition. We will definitely see some issues coming out of.
yeah, I think both ends of the track are going to be challenging. I mean, the transition is not just when you get to the top. It's when you're coming off of the banking back down on the straightaway again. It just feels like an elevator dropping. The trucks just drop down. So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, and that's if you primarily run around the top. You know, you can see the embankment there, but we'll see, man. We'll see how these guys have been here before numerous times. So if we can get a group to do some good, clean racing here, it's the Beagles of HCK Racing.
Yeah, I mean they're good at this, but this track is challenging, and drivers want to drive. They don't. The patience runs out after about lap 5, and some of these guys will try to work their way to the front, and these trucks blow a lot of air off the tail, right? You talk about that all the time. So when you're in the corner 4 wide, 3 wide, it tends to push these trucks around a little bit. Then you have that bump in the concrete, and then you have mayhem.
Yeah, just going from a super fast straightaway into the turn, a lot of these trucks are going to be pushing up the racetrack. So these guys know to give each other plenty of room. So hopefully that'll continue into the feature.
Well, we got 28 trucks, looks like right now, so that's a pretty good sized
awesome.
field. Yeah, about perfect for here, I think.
Well, that's a beautiful thing that we're seeing here going to this open qualifying format is, you just don't got single trucks running out there all by them lonesome. We've been seeing 4 wide, 3 wide, everybody maybe getting in that last little bit of practice as well as getting used to racing around each other. Even more importantly than that, doing so without touching each other, because if you make any car contact whatsoever, get 1-0x or anything like that, man, that qualifying time is invalidated. So this is a total thing of you can look but you can't touch.
Yeah, it's great to see these guys out there doing the open qual, because not only will it help you with some strategy, but you get a little bit of extra practice in, and with everybody out there qualifying, everybody's going to be out there at the same time, so it kind of simulates what you're going to see under race conditions. And I do see a couple of guys coming and practicing some green flag pit stops, so We don't know how much of a factor that'll play in tonight, but it doesn't hurt just to come in there and figure out where your marks are at.
No,
Well, it only takes one time to have a green flag pit stop, going at what are we going, 230 as you're coming out of that corner maybe, and to slow it down, that's going to be tough. So I would definitely practice if I was them.
Yeah, 65 miles an hour is a low bar to get to when you're going that fast.
And man, not only that, but you can see here this track has a banking the entire way around. Obviously, it's much steeper in the corners, but that means if you're trying to transition at speed down onto that apron, man, that is a very wild ride, and that is something, if you don't practice, man, it'll take you out of the race completely.
What's crazy about this track is it's 3 miles long, but the lap times are so quick. They're like, you can run 47, 48s easily here in the draft, so it can go by quick. And the only problem is the big one. I think we're going to at least see 2 or 3 of those tonight. Just the nature of the beast here.
I mean, these are some of the same lap times that you would see at a Daytona Oval, and that's 2.5 miles. So that extra half mile, that's where it went. It's in the speed. So yeah, man, blistering speeds out there in these trucks.
And as of right now, I think the fastest speed that we've seen is 240 miles an hour.
Good Lord.
Which in Canadian, that's very fast.
That's
Well, yeah,
dragon speeds, man. That's funny car speeds.
Is the Canadians use the metric system?
Yes.
Man, that's confusing. I wonder how they do that. I'm not sure.
They're just taught it from an early age, But me and you, we had to learn both because they told us, "Hey, we're switching over. The U.S. is going to switch over," and then we never did. So.
Well, I'm glad we didn't, because we got to stay America. We didn't turn into some one world order, which is they're trying to do to us now. But we'll get into that later.
You still need metric tools to work on your truck, though, don't you?
Well, I don't know why they did that either. Probably because they make some of the parts in Canada or Mexico.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 10 millimeter.
I can
Anyway,
never find that one.
yeah, because you always lose it, because that's the one you use all the time. Anyway, Brown, we're sorry about that. I know we got work to do here.
That we do, as the session has come to a close, and we can go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. And let's start this one off up at that front row with Kevin Winker winning pole position. And that's going to help him try to close that gap to Curtis Critchley. He's got Cody Staten, a good teammate there, part of Team America, on his outside in that 15 truck, starting here in second, with Joshua Moore in that 51, also part of that Team America, I do believe. So, man, Team America, all 1, 2, 3, and 4, including the 88 of Zach Staten as well. Man, Team America looking strong here tonight. You have that 20 of Justin Lawson going to be starting here in 5th, with the 110 of Richard Michelob Gray in 6th.
Wow, go Richard.
We got the 6 of Paul Durkee starting here 7th, with Stephen Naylor starting here in 8th. In 9th, we got the 2 of Albert Anderson. You might recognize that name from Wednesday night racing over at Vigilante, deciding to do some cross-league action here. He's looking to maybe make a name for himself here in the first race over here with HCK. And rounding out tonight's top 10 is going to be the 25 of Mark Collins.
The current points leader in the standings right now, Curtis Critchley, in the 27 truck, will be starting in 11th place. The number 3 guy in the standings, yet to win a race, Cale Tuberville in that 64. He is hungry for a win. Might be 3rd in the standings, but yet to pick up a win yet this season. He'll be starting in 12th. Numb Thumbs own Derek Welch in the One Machine, that crash test dummy truck out there, representing Numb Thumbs, starting in 13th place. The 45 of Michael Reynolds will be starting in 14th. Bay Area Rob Chowder in the 408 truck will be starting in 15th place. The 66 truck of Paul Ferdiani will start in 16th. 17th place will be Dusty Smith in the 121. Brandon Coleman, interesting paint out there. I've consumed a lot of that product when I was a young, poor enlisted guy in the 54 Old Crow Machine, Brandon Coleman starting in 18th. Albert McBride in the 22, starting 19th. And rounding out your top 20, Eddie Murray in the 33.
120, Zach Dillon, 21st. 97 of Rodney Griffin, 22nd. 75 of Brian Skidmore, 23rd. 69 of Gregory Turner in 24th. 21, I think that's the chef, Matthew Jones, 25th position. 24, Andrew Hansley the 4th in 26th position. Michael Hicks, 27th, and the number 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett rounds it out in 28th place.
So our starting field has been set. We are just half a lap away from going green flag racing for the first time here tonight at iRacing Super Speedway, which is brought to you by Numb Thumbs Gaming. If you're looking for that excellent gaming community, go check their Discord out, as they have a fantastic community going on over there. Whether it's driving, trucking, or farming, man, they got people that do it. So go find yourself some friends online and get that job done and go have a great time.
They also did, what's that one space game that's a lot of fun? They do that one over there too.
Space Invaders? That was cool. Is it Tempest?
It really is like a family over there, though. If you ever get to talk to Derek Welch, he'll let you know, man. Them guys take care of each other over there. I've seen fundraisers for sick kids and stuff, and they really do it all over there. Definitely go check them out, Numb Thumbs.
Well, a pace car peels off down into pit lane. These drivers are ready, these fans are ready, and I know we are ready. Green flag racing here, first time tonight at iRacing Super Speedway. Kevin Winker with a great restart there, but again, he's in contact with all four of those top four cars, and this is one of those situations, I think we've seen it before, where Team America controlled basically both lines from the get-go, and they controlled a good chunk of the race, and they're off to a great start with that here right now. Maybe just losing a little bit of speed here as everyone tries to get everything wound up going down this back straightaway.
Well, I think a lot of the other teams did learn some stuff by watching that. I know Plus EV Motorsports is probably trying to do some of that same type of deal. East Coast Racing has a really big team, so look to see a lot of these other teams really working together, and the caution's out.
Oh no, Paul Ferdiani. Oh, and we got wrecks happening after the caution.
Yeah, extra crashes.
Oh,
McBride
Zach Dillon,
involved.
Mark Collins involved in that. Oh no. But first we need to go back and take a look at what happened with Paul Ferdiani back here. Oh, just gets body slammed, absolutely demolished by, I believe that is the 21. Oh, might have clipped the apron and drifted up the track. Maybe not quite used to that transition. And Matthew Jones getting up into Paul Ferdiani, which causes the first incident there. Let's go back and take a look-see and
check out the 120 of Zach Dillon.
Yeah, he didn't slow down, I think. He was kind of...
I mean, he went side. It looked like he was winding up for that run into the side of the 25. I can't really tell what happened.
Well, I think he didn't get the memo on the yellow flag. He might have been eating chips or something. I don't know. But he hit the gas as everybody else is kind of lifting and hitting the brakes, slowing down. And then when he realized it was too late.
Yeah, he got in the brakes. That's what caused him to look like a right turn, but it's just the truck trying to straighten out. And got right into the side of the 25.
Yeah.
When that happens, it looks like they're turning right, but I mean, they're really not. That's hitting the brakes and the truck goes straight. Damn, man.
I sense a little bit of anger on the channel with the drivers. Just saying, just a little anger. I'll keep y'all posted.
I have it turned down too far. Let me turn it back up a bit.
It wasn't much, but I'm pretty good at interpreting language.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring out the first caution here tonight, pretty early, just on lap number one.
What? Oh, that was on the first lap?
That was on the first lap.
Oh, mercy. Well, Joel Moore is joining us on YouTube, pulling for Joshua Moore. Good to have you, Joel. Thanks for watching tonight. Carol Hansley, of course, on cheering for her grandson, Andrew Hansley, the 4th in the 24 machine. Cody McEwen, pulling for Stumpy out there. Andrew Hansley says, I plan on being in the back until about halfway, see how the race goes up to that point, and then before deciding when to make some moves. So one of those guys that's kind of has our strategy in mind there, Adam, and that's starting the back and just kind of let the field kind of thin out on its own.
Yeah, and that's kind of a perfect example there of just let it happen in front of you in the first half of this thing. I mean, it's 210 miles long, guys. How far could we drive? We could drive for a long time. Just driving down the highway 210 miles.
I could drive to New Orleans, just about.
There you go. Yeah.
I'd be sitting in the parade, probably standing in people's puke and piss and whatever else, trying to catch some
The town is
9-cent
wonderful. Yeah.
beads.
Oh, it's
But
great. Great place. If you've never been there, check it out. Kind of like Vegas. You got to go once.
well, what do we got here? Let's see.
Let's start off on the pace car. So we're going to be going back to green flag racing here once again in just a moment. Kevin Winker, Joshua Moore up at the front. And Albert Anderson already moved up 6 spots to move up into 3rd. So he's definitely on the hunt here. He knows being nicknamed America's driver, he figures he must try to follow these Team America fellows.
Well, I mean, he watches a lot of the HCK races. Well, he did before he joined the league, so he knows how them guys work together. They always have a plan, so he's gonna hitch himself to that wagon if he can. Listening to a little bit of radio traffic.
Yeah, they're trying to sort out who's at fault. And
sorry about the silence, but that's what we're all doing.
I was listening to them too. There was two incidents. I think they're trying to figure out, because don't they give AOLs here if you involved in a penalty. But
yeah.
So they're squaring that out. Hey, we got racing ahead of us. We can't worry about what happened in the past. We got to worry about what's going on in the future here.
As we're going to be going back to green, so hopefully they figure this thing out relatively quickly here, because that pace car's making that dive down, so they're going for it. And here we go, Kevin Winker with a big time jump on that restart, able to get way out in front and all alone with teammate Joshua Moore right behind him. But at these plate tracks, that doesn't necessarily mean a good thing, as all these guys behind them are going to be able to come up with a mega run with that draft. You can see Justin Lawson in that 20 on the outside, trying to get a little group together and maybe make that outside line work. Got some trucks maybe thinking about hopping up there to that outside, like the 408 of Bay Area Rob trying to maybe decide to go on out there, but that door was closed before he even had a chance to walk through it when it was open.
Cody McEwen on Facebook saying, watching from Oklahoma. Y'all are awesome. Good luck to everybody. Boogity, 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 boogity.
No, Oklahoma.
He's from Oklahoma. He's around your neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's right around me. Oklahoma is okay.
Man, look at the run that the outside is getting here. They're starting to come up on some lap traffic here. Maybe a late pit and just didn't quite catch the field. The 20 of Lawson was being pushed by the 6 of Durkee, who's now still got some help on that outside line. Oh, there goes Lawson once again back to that outside line. Maybe thinking, let's help each other out here just a little bit more. Looks like they will be able to get around this lap down truck without too much of a problem. This track is fairly wide, however, it's still you don't necessarily want to be going 3 wide here.
So we talk a lot about Team America and their cooperation in the front and doing all that. Look at the East Coast racing guys. especially up front here, Lawson and Durkee. They're controlling the outside line in teammates, and look right behind them. You got Curtis Critchley right there as well. So the East Coast guys are mostly in a line here, and the 54s not too far behind. So they're trying to get grouped up on this outside line and working together as well.
Yeah, well, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You got to have friends, right? Looks like Albert Anderson has been adopted by Team America. So America's driver is riding with Team America. Might as well. That's perfect, right? But
Yeah,
definitely a team type of race here.
Check out Derek Welch and Bay Area Rob. They're both up there as well, riding that inside line behind those three teammates that are running up front right now.
And you got Derek Welch in that one truck, painted up like a crash test dummy. I don't know if that's something you want to be looking like out here at one of these plate tracks. People might think it's okay to punch you around, but he's doing quite well up there. Currently in the fourth row on that bottom line, doing a very good job with a very aggressive maneuver, moving towards that outside line, but it was close, so he's now stuck in the middle all by himself here.
Richard Gray jumped in behind the East Coast guys because they're all running booze paints. And Richard, of course, running his Michelob paint, thought he'd just hitch himself to that wagon.
Well, you might as well be on the wagon if he's on the wagon. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, so he's stuck in the middle there, is he not?
He is, and he is slowly losing ground here. It looks like he might be able to squeeze in, so he's able to find that hole on the top line. However, that move did not quite work out how he expected it. That's kind of what I'm assuming here. Looks like we also have like a chase pack coming, kind of forming up here. We got the main pack of about 16 drivers, and then following that, led by that 21 of Matthew Jones. So you got a chase pack kind of cruising around.
Here you go. Here's the East Coast guys starting to use their teamwork to their advantage. Now they're in control of both lines. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. However, that slice and dice, he might have, Kevin Winker, trying to shoot out toward that outside line, might have went out a little too far because he went way up towards the wall and is now kind of drifting back. So that's allowing the 27 of Curtis Critchley to lead some laps here. And man, that's one driver you don't want to see out in front of you if you're trying to chase him down.
Well, here comes Welch, and he's got a teammate right behind him in the 110, trying to make a third line work.
Oh, looks like that run has just kind of stalled out. They're going to slowly drift back into line back there where Kevin Winker had kind of followed into, tripping over words here, followed into 16th position. So plenty of race left, though. It's going to be a lazy Susan up here at the front. We're going to see a big cycle of people going up and back and up and back. And that same thing goes for, drivers like Brandon Coleman. He's currently up there in 6th. He's up 12 spots on the day so far. And, he's definitely one that if it comes down to a drag race, he's a guy you definitely want to be watching out for.
Man, you talk about a lazy Susan. When I'm looking at it, I got a very wide angle here. It looks like Tetris. The pieces are moving, they're being put into a position, and then y'all remember that Tetris game? I don't know if that computes for you, but I'm watching from the spotter position, and it's really interesting to watch the movement out there on the track.
As we go 3 wide up here at the front again, Albert Anderson kind of getting left all alone. He's trying to jump back down to that bottom line. Problem is the 408 of Bay Area Rob is right there. And he does have people slowly catching up to him as there was a big wiggle there in the kind of middle and bottom line as Derek Welch finally catches up to Albert Anderson's bumper there, but not before he's going to lose a few positions.
Oh, running out of room there, Albert. So you got the 54 of Coleman Hines Staten is low, so it got a little tight there, though.
And it did, but look here on that outside line. Man, that is a big-time run from the 20, the 6, and the 54, all nose to tail, running together quite well. And right behind them is that 64. Cale Turbeville still looking for his first win here on the season, and definitely get him some big-time points to launch him up this leaderboard. We saw him do really good the last couple weeks at the All-Star race and the All-Star race practice, so maybe that ignited something inside of that 64.
Yeah, well, Cale was trying to figure out what line to go with there. Oh, no, we got 120 around. Big wreck. Winker's involved.
Well, and I was
Zachary
just going
State.
to mention the secondary chase pack. What a perfect time for them to catch up to this thing.
Looks like the 120 of Zach Staten. Involved in it. Hold on. Zach Dillon, I'm sorry.
He's still sitting out on the track.
I think the 88 of Zach Staten did get involved in that.
Yep.
As we can see here. Oh, just a little too much of a bump in the corner there, and it sent
Lawson,
him around.
Lawson tried to hit him square. It looked like he hit him square, but man, it's hard to tell.
Oh, I think he was sliding up just a little bit as they touched, and that was enough to give him the big old shepherd hook and send him right on around. As I believe Cale Turbeville, he might have gotten lucky and kind of net-coded through that whole situation.
Yeah, he did that thing where he just kind of passed through like a ghost. Patrick Swayze to everybody right there.
Ooh, that's a good one. Patrick Swayze. I like what you're throwing
Not like
down
Roadhouse, but you know, with Demi
there.
Moore.
The
Making
ghost-
pottery and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the dumb version. I don't want to see Roadhouse where people are kicking each other's ass and throwing them out the saloon, you know? Remember that? That was a good
Yeah,
one.
tearing out throats and stuff. Ugh.
Well, I mean, it got a little aggressive near the end, but
Well,
I'm just
well,
talking about your regular.
All your leaders are
Roadhouse.
coming out, looks like, bud.
that is exactly what I was just going to say. With this caution, we're going to allow drivers to get maybe a lap back and also do our first round of pit stops. Kind of see how things cycle around here. Looks like Mark Collins is going to stay out there for just a little bit longer. No, he was involved in that first caution and looking to maybe try to get some action going here as Curtis Critchley, very quick off the line, quick pit stop for him. So he's going to
No
move
tires.
up that leaderboard. Albert Anderson also moving up. Same thing with Joshua Moore and Bay Area Rob. Great pit stops all around. I think Joshua Moore might have stayed in there to get some damage done, or maybe even 2 tires.
So Collins is going to stay out here. You think that's the right call? I mean, he's just counting on keeping some good track position for a while. He was involved in that first incident and pitted on lap 1. So his tires are, 15 laps old now? 14 laps old? So tires aren't a big deal here. It's fuel he's going to be running short of later.
And that's what I'm guessing. He's banking on another caution to catch up on fuel. Not sure. It's a little early for my brain to start working on strategy.
Well, it might be a magic spot where the next caution may come late enough in the fuel run that if he goes down to pit road, he's likely to get maybe a lot of the top guys to follow him down, which would put him coming out of the pits right in front of him again. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. Oh, he's in the pits now, though. Well, darn it. There goes my
All your ambitions,
my
hopes,
little
and
brain
dreams
teaser.
have been dashed.
Well, thanks to y'all for watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We're streaming on all 3 platforms tonight, as we usually do on Tuesday and Wednesday night for you guys. But let us know what you think. You think we're going to see a long green flag run here? I think eventually, as these guys start to realize they're going to run out of fast repairs. I mean, I say that, but most of the race has been pretty clean up front.
Yeah, they've gotten lucky. I think Richard Gray really kind of lucked out, and Derek Welch right there. They were kind of in front of that last incident, so good for them. See if they can stay up there with those guys. I'm pretty sure Derek Welch can. I don't. Richard Gray. Sometimes he's amazing. Sometimes at these speedways, I got to give it to him. He can do these things.
Well, it's a team track, right? So he needs to find a teammate quick, and he's got a couple of teammates out there in the 25 and the 1. He's got Derek Welch right there with him. So look for the 1 and the 110 to work together pretty well. I'm trying to find who's on Turbofield's team. You guys know offhand? I'm trying to find it.
I don't know because I don't see him. Negative.
Let's see if he's got a. Let's see if he's got a team on his banner here. No. Well. Anyway, if you don't have any teammates around you, you run with who's around you. So.
And that is for sure. As we go back to green flag racing, Curtis Critchley up at the front with the 51 of Joshua Moore outside, but man, that outside line did not get going right off the bat. So Curtis Critchley and Albert Anderson working together up at the front to get this thing rolling here once again. It looks like Joshua Moore might be falling back and jumping down, and it looks very tame for right now, kind of single-filed all the way back through this field.
Yeah, Gregory Turner on Facebook saying, "Come on, guys! Looks like we have some newcomers this week." He's watching for sure. And Cody saying that outside lane is picking up. Let's go, number 5. Stay in it.
Rooting on that 5 truck
Steven
of
Naylor.
Steven Naylor, who's doing very well tonight, just outside of that top 10 so far. So definitely look for him to make a move. Man, oh man, talk about the push that Albert Anderson is putting on Curtis Critchley right now. That was some very aggressive pushing from that 2 truck.
Check out Derek Rowdy Puckett in that number 8 Budweiser truck. He has found Richard Gray's tailgate, doing the best he can to stay up with this lead pack.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch guys running together.
Yeah. We got all the whiskey trucks running together tonight, too, in a team.
I mean, it's all starting to make sense to me.
Yeah.
That transition there on 3
alive.
it gets scary. It gets scary every time. I think it's fun to watch, honestly, and it'll happen here in 1 again. It's just
It scared
crazy.
Eddie Murray to death, I think, because he saw all that going on right in front of him, that Ace Hardware truck. He
Yeah,
saw every bit of that.
As Puckett gets
ahead,
a
Brian.
mega run to go around, try to go around Richard Michelob Gray, just not able to get it done. But right now, you got your top 5 drivers all nose to tail until Derek Welch looks to the outside. He knows he's got teammates around him, so that 110 of Gray is going to try to follow suit here and maybe make a charge. But things really aren't quite as organized as what they need them to be.
Yeah, the tighter you can get those trucks in a big group like that, the faster your line's going to run. And that's why we see a lot of the fluctuation in, well, now this line has the advantage, that line has the advantage, just because they're sticking together. They're really staying in line very well. And here comes Coleman making it 3 wide with Welch and Puckett. And he's got Moore right behind him in the 51. Now Moore will dive down low. Eddie Murray, man, golly, he's seeing all this stuff happen right out his windshield and off his front bumper.
Yeah, this is definitely turning out where if you make a call and you don't have any support around you, prepare to kind of get used and dumped off to the next person, because nobody's waiting to sit around here. They're just getting as much speed as they can and saying thank you, see you later.
Yeah, that's what I love about this pack racing. You got a friend behind you, you think you're running real good, and then your buddy dives down into the inside lane, and there you go, you're stuck by yourself out there. So, what race car drivers and truck drivers, obviously, remember these things. Remember, hey, this guy left me last time. I'm gonna do the same thing to him. Watch this.
That's not something they're going to forget. Oh, here we go. The 5 and the 1 got together. Big wreck.
have to check that one out. Why that happened.
Stephen Naylor and Derek Welch got together.
Man, that's any
That could have been a lot
precursor
worse.
If that's any precursor to the State of the Union address, I think we're all screwed. But that thing was bad.
Oh, who was that caught some of it too? Bay Area Rob? No. Dusty Smith. Dusty Smith in the 121. Caught some of that. A lot of front end damage for him too.
I see exactly what. Oh man, looks like that Jack Daniels truck was just kind of kept inching his way down, not maybe realizing that the one was there.
Yeah, the one tried to kind of take advantage of the momentum there and decided to stay right where he was at. Five went out wide and then came back down, and stuff happens.
Oh man, and the 5 absolutely smashes that inside wall. Let's try to take one more look at it from the and follow the 5 truck, who was the one that was coming down, and he goes from line all the way down, and a very hard impact to that inside wall. Man, that truck has definitely seen some better days. How it was still running after all that, it's actually quite amazing.
He must have hit just perfect.
Yeah, and I don't see how you can blame almost anyone there. I don't.
No.
Do you think? I mean, I know they're going to give an EOL to Stephen Naylor in the 5, but.
Well, and he came over the radio and said, "Hey, man, if you're going to give me one, go ahead and give it to me."
Oh boy, late pit stop decision there from the 27 of Critchley, making everybody kind of swerve and dodge around those barrels outside of that pit lane.
The 2 to 64, and they almost didn't make it.
Almost did not. However, they eventually were able to get it below those barrels. We do have a couple people staying out here. We got the 33 of Eddie Murray, as well as the 110 of Richard Gray, the 15 of Cody Staten, and the 21 of Matthew Jones, all staying out here, thinking, just based on what it looks like, we'll probably get another caution here.
Very interesting. I mean, their tires aren't that old. They got less than 10 laps on the tires.
Yeah.
And basically you're just concerned with keeping gas in the thing here.
Pretty much. That crash pretty much crashed my entire computer. I'll tell you what. It's going to hell over here, South Oklahoma.
Maybe time to kick that thing to the curb and upgrade.
Yeah, we'll put the GoFundMe for my beer. I'll do a beer account and a new computer account. I'll be back, though.
A couple of the guys sitting in the pit for quite a while. Justin Lawson in the 20, one of them. Must have run out of fast repairs. He's getting some required damage fixed, I believe.
He might be already, if you've been one of those very unlucky people and have been involved in just about every single one of these, you're already out of your fast repairs, and that either is going to make for a long night or a short night, depending on whether you want to stick around and get some things done.
I mean, if you're already out of fast repairs, that's going to be an issue for sure. Luckily, we have 2 here. Still early though. So we want to at least save one.
So Adam, Cody McCune has an offer for you. He said he got some cold beer in the fridge and some decent internet. He said, "Come on over to Elgin." How far is that for you?
Man, I have to get on the map.
I don't know where that's at.
I've heard of it, but there's a lot of these little places around here. You get kind of lost and. Dude, let me look it up.
I'm right on it, buddy.
Because I'm always down for some cold beer.
Well, speaking of some of that cold beer, got quite a few of those beverage schemes out there on the track. The 110 of Michelob Grey being one of those.
He's just north of Lawton, there,
Oh, okay. Now I see where he's at. He's over there by my dad's. My
Yeah,
dad's got a little
your dad's in
farm
Chickasha,
over
isn't he?
No, he's got a place in Anadarko over there. It's Chickasha, by the way. You're not Indian, so you can't actually
Chickasha.
say it that way. Yeah,
Got
Chickasha.
it.
Go back to Louisiana.
Oh,
Don't try to pronounce our
you-
names over
Do
here.
you want to have a pronunciation contest? Let's go down around I-10. Let's have a contest.
Luckily, I've been down there. I kind of
Oh,
know
that's true.
some of that, but anyway.
Well, Alan, here we go again. For how long, we don't know.
No, where this merry-go-round goes, man, it doesn't go until that checker flag waves. And once again, great restart by the leader. Problem is, really, no one right there behind him. So Eddie Murray off to a great restart, but the 15 is just going to absolutely blow right around him. The 27 of Curtis Critchley is going to follow as well, man. Richard Michelob Gray, though, on that outside line, doing pretty good job trying to keep up with that pace. You can see there the 51 of Joshua Moore now squeezing up and helping out his teammate of Team America, Cody Staton, trying to make that push. You also see Cale Turbeville running around in that chrome Klondike bar wrapper paint scheme. He's doing really well up there in third as we're 3 wide back here. You got Albert Anderson making his way up through this field once again, trying to continue to make a name for himself here in this opening race for him. Rob Chowdhury continues to drive very strong as the 27 has a little bit of a follow party going around him here as we got a ton of action going on up at the front.
Yeah, Chef Matt Jones back in the 21 Chef Works machine, trying to find the best line who to work with here. He was behind Richard Michelob Gray, but now he's kind of bailing down towards the inside line. Let's watch Chef Matt Jones. Looks like he's going to stick with the Yellow Line crew here for a little while. Yeah,
And-
Cody said he's stationed out at Fort Sill, so
No, that's what I kind of figured. Yeah. A lot of stuff going on out there. Not much of nothing, actually. But glad to hear him out there. Listen to us tonight, watching the video. I'm finally back. I got my computer figured out.
Well, that's good as we were 3 wide up here for the lead. The 15 of Staten looking to maybe try to go all the way down, but the 27 was quickly there to fill in that gap and not allow him to jump all the way back down to that bottom line. So we're 3 wide racing here, going down this long back straightaway. Got that outside line being led by the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett. He's got Richard Michelob Gray and Derek Welch behind him. In that middle line, you got the 15 in the 51 with the 54, all trying to make up some ground here. Everyone bobbing and weaving, trying to inch their way forward as Albert Anderson up here at the front, looking to maybe make a little bit of a solo move here on Curtis Critchley in that 27. The problem is he has absolutely no help whatsoever. It is slowly getting up to him here by that 15 of Staten, but it just wasn't there in time. Thankfully, that 2 of Anderson was able to slide back down to that bottom line without losing any spots.
yeah, found him a gap down low. So here comes the outside line back again. 3 of those guys, Team America drivers, with the 54 Coleman riding in the middle with them. That transition is just brutal. You see guys just snake all over the place after they hit that thing. I think the higher you are up the track, the worse it affects your truck, too.
That is definitely something that is possible. As we're gonna take a ride here with Paul Durkee as he made that transition here into turns 1 and 2. Now coming back out of 2, man, it was almost like a little speed bump that you could see everybody jump right on over. Man, if these things didn't have, the downforce that they do have, I'm sure they'd go, a couple feet into the air.
Yeah, it's like a ramp there, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's almost as crazy as Nancy Pelosi not ripping up this State of the Union speech that's going on right now. Of course she's not going to rip it up. At least we got racing tonight.
Albert Anderson
guys.
stuck in the middle here. Got 2 lines on the outside. He's kind of stuck in the middle right now. Derek Puckett's the only savior he's got to the rear. Got a couple trucks in front of him he can get behind now. Who's that running up front? That's Coleman running up front in the middle.
Hey, and that 54, man, that bottom line just absolutely disappeared for a minute there as everyone's trying to jump up and make some positions. So, I mean, that just left the 64 and the 27 all by them lonesomes, but they're still able to. Oh, no, as we're wrecking. Oh, no, the 42 of Winker is involved in that one again.
So 408 of Rob Chowdhury. Looked like he got a hold of that.
Oh,
that turn.
Steven Naylor caught the end of it, too, so he might be out of fast repairs.
Oh, man, watch the 408 of Rob Chowdhury. He got a piece of that bump, and it did not agree with his truck.
Oh, man, it did. A little bit of net code there, but I think he was going to end up making contact with that 42 either way. Oh, man, yeah, straight back down the track. Able to, for the most part, get it collected. The problem was everybody trying to check up to avoid it, and just really wasn't any room to do so in the middle of the corner there.
Paul Ferdiani, one of those guys that got involved in the secondary part of the accident. Caught it from behind, man. Just guy's not able to check up in time. And I know Paul's disappointed. I think he had the tow.
Well, we're almost halfway through here. Look, most of these guys are still on the lead lap, so that's positive. We still have some laps to put down, but this is a tough track. If you have friends or foes, it doesn't matter. You make one small error, it turns into like a gigantic error.
Snowballs,
and takes out
man.
the entire field. Yeah, it takes out the entire field. So it's very tough. If any of y'all have been out there on I know you two have, but it's tough, man. Those transition areas and the bumps and the concrete and all that.
Looks like everybody pitting except for Zach Staten in the 88. He just pitted 9 laps ago, so he's going to stay out.
That he is, and of course, this being pretty much going to be the halfway point as we get ready to kind of conclude this second half of the race. A lot of action, a lot of the big names that we normally see here at the ends of races might be starting to get into some of those problems of maybe running out of fast repairs, and they need to be very careful from this point on.
Look at old Rowdy Puckett, though, in that 8 Budweiser truck. Up 23 spots, holding down the top 5 right now. Old Rowdy needs him a win, too. He'd love to get it here.
He's had some bad luck, too. He really has. So hopefully he can stay on the good side tonight.
Hopefully. Let me just look through some stuff real quick.
While you're doing that, let me ask English a question. English.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when you've ever had a job or done something really, and you were very terrible at it, right? Like you're terrible at this job, and you screwed something and really, really screwed it up. Did people applaud you for that and stand up and give you a standing ovation for being terrible at your job?
No,
I didn't
say
think
that
so.
never happened to me.
I'm just checking, just making mental notes here. It had never happened to me either.
Nox Medusa, thanks so much for joining us on Twitch. Saying, hey guys, how's it hanging tonight? Watching some caution laps right now.
I'm gonna have to ask Brandon about that.
It's about our fourth caution so far.
Yes, it is our 4th caution. However, since it is going to bring us pretty much to that halfway point, let's talk to one of these drivers. And what other driver to talk to than that number 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett. So let's get Mr. Derek Puckett up here for a quick chat while we're under caution here. Bringing that 8 machine currently up into a top 5, up 24 spots from where you started, Derek. Man, this is a kind of complete opposite of how your season went. You're definitely getting the good luck on your side here tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to have that good luck on my side. I figured I'd go with a different approach this race. Instead of qualifying, trying to run up front, stay up front, I figured I'd try to conserve and start in the back. But a few things happened during the race that got me where I'm at. I kind of want to stay in the back still, but I'm here, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's working for you so far, Rowdy. So keep at it. Good luck in the second half of this race.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
No, he was from Tyler. He's from Tyler, Texas, right down the road from him.
Man, is that something? It's like a small world. We're all
It really is.
bundled up together, except for Brown. You're up kind of in the cold up there.
He's stuck up on the
Sorry,
mountain.
Brown. I didn't. Yeah. Well, at least you got skiing and stuff.
No, don't even really have that this year. It's just been cold. Haven't really gotten the snow.
Oh, well, sorry. I'm trying to make positive out of
Silver
it.
lining, you know.
Yeah.
The only silver lining I'm seeing is some of those space blankets to try to warm you up.
Are those silver ones?
Yes.
Those are cool. Or do those things work? I never had to
Oh
use
yeah,
one.
man. Oh man, it's ridiculously warm. As we get ready to come back across the line here, so we're going to be going green flag right at that halfway point. Let's do a quick, at least top 10 rundown. Curtis Critchley right now up at the front. Cale Tuberville is going to be starting there on his outside. Albert Anderson still sticking around out in front there. He's had a very solid night. Same thing with that 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett. The 15 of Cody Staton's been pretty good at dodging some of these situations. Same thing with that 54 of Brandon Coleman, able to kind of skedaddle out of there. The 51 of Joshua Moore is going to be restarting here right around 7th with Richard Michelob Gray, who's had a great showing here tonight in 8th. Paul Durgee's restarting here in 9th with Eddie Murray in that 33, rounding out your top 10 so far here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing.
Well, what do you guys think we're going to see in the second half of this deal? I mean, we've seen a lot of moving and shaking from these guys, and a lot of really, a bunch of side-to-side action, which you don't want to see here in these transitions. I have no idea if it's going to change. I mean, it looks like we're going to see a lot of the same.
I think it's going to clean up a little bit. I definitely think, I know for a fact, Kevin Winker being, one of the favorites going into this race with his Team America teammates, I think he's out of fast repairs, so he's got to be extremely careful what he does from this point on. I mean, that can be said for at least 10 other drivers out here, I think, that for just about every single caution we've had, they've found a way to ding up their truck in every single one of them. But, only time will tell as that pace car peels off down into pit lane. Curtis Critchley choosing the outside line here. I think Cale Tuberville's going to end up taking the lead, and that is exactly what is going to happen. So Cale Tuberville out into the lead, and everybody kind of shuffling down into single file here. Maybe using that. Maybe let's use a little bit of patience here on this restart before we really wind things back up.
I don't even think they got to turn 1 and everybody was single file in the top 10 right here.
I think the boss man had a conversation with him. Halfway through, let's clean this thing up, guys.
Derek Puckett thinking about going high, and he'll do it, but he's got no support. He's going to go from 3rd place.
Oh, man.
And he's going to drop like a rock here as the inside line's all stuck together.
And as he hit that transition, it got sketchy there. He does have Richard Gray trying to come up and give him a little bit of help. But like I said, if you want to make your move, you better be sure about it, because if you don't do it just right, you're just going to get used for someone else's gain here. As looks like Michelob now doing a little bit of trading action, looking towards the outside here.
Well, Derek remembers what just happened, so he's not going to jump up there and help Richard. He just got bailed on by Richard. He's not going to give him a gap low either.
And what's he thinking out there? Why didn't Richard
Right,
slip
so-
down in there? I'm kind of confused of what's going on in the 110 machine.
Well, look, I'm looking at from Derek Puckett's perspective here. He's got Paul Durkee coming up behind him in the 6th. These guys are now... These trucks draft. They suck up so well, they put a long draft trail behind them. So the 8 just hanging back where he's hanging now, he's fine. He as long as he's within draft shot, I guess you could say, of the lead pack, he'll be fine right where he's at.
Yeah, I guess there's a plan. I think maybe him and Richard are just kind of hanging back a little bit.
As you can
I don't know.
definitely see a gap being formed here. Albert McBride and Derek Welsh. Actually, Derek Welsh is hanging on to that lead pack, but Albert McBride is all by himself as they went 3 wide in front of him there. But we also have that kind of chase pack forming up, and it's a bunch of people who've been involved in a lot of these wrecks. You can see Zach Staten leading that charge. Justin Lawson's right there. The 42 of Winker is there. You also got Michael Grendel's, Brian Skidmore. A lot of people who we've seen here make great moves late in these races. I think they're now just in survival mode, just trying to get towards that those closing 10 or so laps before really putting their truck back out there and racing hard.
Yeah, you got Rodney Griffin at the tail end of that as well, and Michael Hicks. Hadn't talked about those two guys any tonight, but the 97 and the 76 both up a few spots. Just kind of bide their time. It looks like they're going to have a late strike. It looks like Derek Welch set the fastest lap of the race. He broke down into the 46s. That's a qualifying time, 46.98. Just to show you how effective the draft is, because he got one heck of a run to catch up to the lead pack.
Yeah,
Things are kind of working itself out, right, Brown? I think that's might have been on the same page there.
Yeah, it definitely is that. It's it's one of those, if you see that in your relative, the 0.3, 0.4 mark, you're okay. Just put the foot to the floor just a little bit more. You're going to be fine. You'll catch right on up. But when you start drifting to that 0.7, 0.8, to the car in front of you, that's when you got to start worrying.
Yeah, once you get to a second, I mean, it's pretty much you need help at that point.
Yeah, and I think these guys, if my brain's working, I got a lot of things going on up here. I'm on probation and all this thing, just internet probation, not real probation, guys. What about pit stops? Are we going to need fuel if this thing goes green?
Yes.
The rest of the way, right? I think we're gonna need it. And how amazing would that be if we had a green flag pit stop to what you call it, Brown, the money stop? That would be super interesting.
That it would be, as Curtis Critchley with a big push from the 2 of Albert Anderson gets back up to the front as we watch a 2x2 battle here between the 54 and the 15 as they all come down this front straightaway. You can see them where that break between the yellow line and kind of where that pit entrance is. They went down and tagged the apron just a little bit, able to keep it together and really not run into any problems, but you could just see how badly that upset those trucks.
You're going to have less trouble there than if you do that like in the middle of one of the turns, because the difference between the track angle and the apron angle is so great that you're done for if you cross that.
Yeah, it looks like you could almost reach out that window and, touch the ground. Something you and I both know, riding motorcycles and putting a pretty good lean into it. It's a interesting feeling if you haven't done it. And not quite used to it, but looks like getting a little lap traffic going on here. Everyone able to cruise right on by. The 6 of Durkee is pushing the 54 of Coleman right now, and it looks like the 8 of Derek Puckett might be trying to squeeze his way on up and catch up to those guys on that outside line, maybe make a run here towards the front. And man, it doesn't take much. It really only takes that 2, maybe 2.5 trucks to really start making a move. Because, man, that 6 and that 54, they were cruising right along. As the one at Welch, man, he went way wide through turns 3 and 4 and ended up going all the way to the back. Maybe not liking what he saw and just was like, I'll drift back here for just a second.
Well, the 54 and the 6 are teammates, obviously. They're East Coast racing guys. They're really working together very well. They're keeping a pretty tight formation there. If they can get a little help from the 8 and maybe the 1, they can maybe make that outside line get a little bit more momentum. They're just kind of short on it right now because there's less of them running up high. But yeah, I've seen that from Derek Welch a little bit tonight. You know, when he hits that transition, that one truck has flown up to the middle of the track a couple of times if he's running low, and that's just the nature of the beast here. And I know Derek's not a big super speedway fan, that is for sure. But
look how far he drug himself up to the front after making a slight mistake. That there's such drafting capabilities in these trucks. I mean, he didn't lose any ground really. He just just kind of went up and came back down and slid right back into the top. So that's the cool thing about these trucks. The only problem is if he was to go up and he had some neighbors up there, that's when you get those big collisions.
Yeah, I guarantee you he's going to be looking forward to next week where we go to Michigan.
They do.
A blinking truck.
Oh, that's a lap truck, the 24. Thankfully, because of the blinking, I think we're going to end up staying green flag here. So he went into the barrels, but we ended up going 3 wide. I think some of these guys might not have seen him. So we got a big-time lead change. The 54 and the 6 using that momentum that they had, not checking up for that lap traffic, able to squeeze on out in front. The 27 of Critchley really losing out on that one. But here comes Albert Anderson on that middle line with the help of Critchley. They're going to try to go 2x2 here and race their way back up to the front. Albert's saying, hey, man, I've been pushing you all night. Let's get me a couple laps led here.
So the Numb Thumb guys, Numb Thumb Racing, the 1 and the 110 had plenty of momentum, it looked like, but it looks like they're going to dive down and maybe join that second or middle line there, led by Anderson.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that was Andrew Hansley, and his internet is working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter tonight because he was having a rough one.
Yeah, he was blinking. As soon as I think he realized he was in the middle of all the leaders, that's when you saw him duck down to the apron. His internet just wasn't really where it needed to be right there. It's happened to all of us, I'm telling you.
Yes, it has. Has that 2 and the 27 with some help from the 8 and the 1, all making this a 2-wide race up here at the front. 2 pretty solid lines of 4 trucks each, working together in their respective lines, trying to get out there to that front. Looks like Albert Anderson well clear here. He's going to try to drift down the track. Oh, that was very tight. The 27 able to just squeeze and follow. I think we might have to call that one a Jimmy clear, as that was very tight.
No, don't call it that. That guy's the worst driver I've ever seen, Jimmy. No. But that was a little tight, wasn't it?
Yeah, Coleman got loose. I don't know if it was from a push or what. We got a lap truck high that they all negotiate successfully. Yeah, Albert Anderson looked like he was just waiting for the 27 to be clear. He doesn't have any friends up there racing with him right now, so instead of leaving the 27 hanging, he waited until the 27 had enough room, and then he dove down.
So I'm taking a closer look here at that 8 of Rowdy Puckett. He's got a little bit of hood damage going on there.
Ooh, that ain't good here. Not when you're doing 230-something miles an hour.
Doesn't look like it's slowing him down too much. It might be. He was slowly losing the draft, but I think he's now starting to close back up onto it, being able to tuck in behind that 110 of Michelob. But yeah, that was kind of ugly there for him for a second. I wonder if he was involved in maybe not knowing where the kind of flashing 24 of Hansley was, and gave him a little bit of that kind of ghost damage that you might see.
Well, we've seen that happen before.
As we kind of head on back here to one of these chase packs, You got Michael Hicks leading the charge here. They're about 13 seconds behind the main group, which 13 seconds at a plate track is really not that much. But if you look at it here, it's a solid almost straight away behind. He's got Brian Skidmore there in that 75 trying to help him out. Same thing with the 97 of Griffin. The 88 of Zach Staten also trying to hang on, and with some help with Lawson, Winker, and McBride, they're trying to get this chase pack really grooving and rolling up here at the front. The problem is, whether it was the 2 pushing the 27 or the 27 pushing the 2, man, they are setting a pace that is very, very hot.
So 20 laps to go when they cross the line up here. Do you start thinking about pitting here pretty soon? I mean, do you wait for a yellow, or do you what do you do here? Because some of these guys may be getting close on fuel.
Personally, if I'm up front, I'm going to wait until I have to. Right? I mean,
short pitting will help you at all, because, I mean, going into a crowded pit road may be difficult for some of these guys. Getting slowed down with a whole ton of other cars.
It's all going to be on the leader, right? So pretty much Albert Anderson is dictating this race right now. So I would pay attention to him and what his strategy is. But he's also going to be losing fuel a little bit faster than the rest of the guys being out front like that.
Do you foresee, if we have any 2 or 3 car teams, especially running towards the back, that they would go ahead and group up and pit in the next couple of laps?
Absolutely.
I would
absolutely. And I guarantee you they have a plan to where, hey, we're going to pit X lap, and here's why, and we're all going to do it together. So, and that's the cool thing. Teams are perfect for the super speedway race, and I think it makes it way more fun, more interesting, and maybe even more fights at the end of it.
And man, I'm just in this front group alone. I'm trying to look and see what teams are around their teammates. We got Derek Welsh and Richard Michelow Gray there from Numb. They're all racing together in that front group, so you got a team of 2 there. Albert Anderson, we don't know what team he's on, as he just came in. If he's even on a team, he might be one of those guys that's willing to really race with anybody. You got Curtis Critchley. I think he's part of the East Coast team. Mm-hmm. He's got a couple of guys up there with Brandon Coleman and Paul Durkee. So he's got 3 or 4 guys up there with him. But other than that, we don't see like a complete team all within the same group, as we got some people already coming down into the pits.
I see Critchley and Anderson are in the same chat channel, so they may be Anderson may be going to Critchley's team. I think he's Refined Motorsports, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be right.
A lot of chatter right now about pitting and who's pitting, and looks like Richard Gray is coming down.
Ooh, but he's coming down, I think, just about all by himself. So that's not something you wanted to do there, 110. But who knows? It could be a strategy that pays off for him, being basically the only truck that's going down there. Really, no one to worry about hitting you or causing any shenanigans. But again, I kind of like what Albert and Curtis and a lot of these other guys up front are doing, and that's staying out until probably the last possible moment. Because if a caution comes out, man, that's you're getting yourself a freebie there.
Well, let me ask you this: can you pit?
Here they come! The whole crowd of people. Watch those speeds, guys! Oh man, going from 230 miles an hour all the way down to 65. A pretty good job there done by those guys up at the front. And it looks like the rest of the field is going to be coming down as well, led by Zach Staten, Justin Lawson, Kevin Winker. So
the 6 and the 51 got together on the pit road.
Yeah, they did. And how awesome is this that we talked about it and we're actually getting it?
Yep.
Green flag pit stop here for the money stop, Brown.
money stop here as soon as everyone gets going. We're going to have pretty much 15 laps remaining. Curtis Critchley with a good pit stop. Cale Turville is going to be right behind him with Brandon Coleman there as well. Joshua Moore is coming out with a big group with Derek Puckett and Cody Staten. Derek Welsh is going to be able to hopefully snag right up onto them, as quite a few people still stuck there in those pits. Oh no, I wonder if Albert Anderson might have gotten tagged for speeding down pit road.
He's coming back down.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Lawson missed his pit box. He ended up sideways, nosing into the left wall on pit road. Don't know what happened with him there, but yeah, man, speeding penalty will definitely get you. It'll definitely hurt you bad here, especially when it happens under green.
And because of this, that separated the fields even more. Not everybody had a partner to come out with. So right now we got Curtis Critchley and Cale Turberville by themselves all out in front. And we've seen it really doesn't take much, just 2 or 3 trucks, and you can do a heck of a lot of damage here. Brandon Coleman trying to hang on. He's still within that 1 second bubble. But, man, it is very, very close for him. And it's still another 4 seconds before Derek Puckett with Staten, Moore, and Welsh catches up to him.
Yeah, Critchley and Turberville are not going to wait for Coleman, as he's now over a second. He's losing the draft quick, so he's going to have to try to jump in behind a couple of these other guys, and Staten, Moore, and Welch. It looks like he's sitting at the front of them right now.
That he is. Question is 4 seconds too much for these guys to try to close up as we continue to tick laps away here? Paul Durkee has a dancing partner with Richard Gray. Those two having a little bit of a maybe slight issue. Well, Michelob came down all by himself, so the fact that he's even got a partner is kind of amazing right now. And you know, him and Durkee are going to be trying to work their hardest as a 2-man team to try to catch up to a pack. You also got Kevin Winker with a teammate there in the 88 of Zach Staten trying to catch up to this field. Same thing with that 75 of Brian Skidmore. He's got himself a tiny little pack there with Michael Hicks, Michael Reynolds, and Rob Chowdhury.
It's like Albert McBride is going to be your last truck on the lead lap in the 22. A lot of guys took full service on that last pit stop, except for Rowdy Puckett.
But why would you? Why would you take 4?
Well, here's what I think is happening here. Because of the transitions here, because the speeds are so high, you're putting more wheel in it here than you would at Daytona or Talladega. So these guys are probably starting to feel the push as the right front gets eaten up a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be as bad as, you know, Bristol, Marksville, or Dover or something like that. But the right front is going to see some significant wear, especially after as many laps as they put on it. I mean, they put 20-something laps on these tires. You know, that's a 3-mile track, bud. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to see more tire wear here than they will at any other plate track.
As Brandon Coleman did find a partner here with the 2 of Albert Anderson, who is going to be your lucky dog candidate if a late yellow shows up. They trying to work together to keep that gap from growing up to those leaders, as Derek Rowdy Puckett in that 8 and his crew are closing in very quickly on those 2 guys up there, trying to make this pack even bigger and try to catch on up to Cale and Curtis, who again still just putting in lap after lap of very solid times, trying to stay out in front. But man, that chase pack crew are eating away at that time.
Yeah, they're coming for sure. And sorry, Miss Carol, it looks like Andrew is probably out of this one. Internet problems and some damage on that truck. It looks like the 24 is done. Look at Rowdy and Josh Moore using this outside momentum. Let's see if they come down in front of the low line. Yep, they will.
Yeah, they're working together.
They will. The problem is, because of how they did that, it separated the crew just a little bit. So everyone's able to, get up to speed, but that was a moment where they lost a whole bunch of momentum. They were running pretty much a second a lap quicker than those two up at the front, the 27 and the 64 of Curtis and Cale. But and that was just a moment where they did not make up as much ground as they really needed to here. But they're all back together and looking forward to see how much ground they can make up and kind of what happens here in these closing 10 laps.
Well, if there's 10 laps to go, and I've got a teammate and I've got some guys that are pushing me real well, bye-bye, teammate. I'm in it for me now. It's time to get some points.
What a friend you are, but that's a race driver mentality, right?
It really is.
Thanks for everything, but
Yeah.
it's time for me to go. So another beautiful thing about racing, especially ovals, man. People think, oh, they're idiots. They're just turning left. No, that's incorrect. There's a lot of thought that goes into this, and some of that team stuff is going to play off in the end tonight.
And thank you to Lofi Evans for joining us on YouTube tonight, pulling for Albert Anderson. Go out there, shove your nose in there, and push. He's got a little bit of rear end damage, it looks like. So does the one. But being that they're behind some trucks, that rear end damage is not going to kill you if you're not running in the lead of a line. You're not in front.
Oh, and here they come with a full head of steam. They are in drafting sniffing distance of Cale Turbeville there in that second place. They are absolutely flying here, running 10 plus miles an hour quicker. So they're going to be catching them up here by the time they get to turns 3 and 4. Time to kind of watch to see what they do, whether they just kind of check up and fall in line, or are they going to try to make a run. And no, here they go. The outside line kind of splitting up into two even groups. We're side by side here for the lead. The 8 getting the push from that 51.
Coleman making it 3 wide.
Coleman, no! Squeezes it into 3 wide when everything got tightened up. We are wrecking down into turn number 1. That's
Still green.
Still green, as everybody, for the most part, was able to save it. The big loser there, the 27 of Curtis Critchley, the big winner, the 8 of Rowdy Puckett, able to maintain the lead after all of that. And with 7 laps to go, he's going to have that 15 of Cody Staten behind him, trying to give him a big old push. The lap car of Albert Anderson still able to drive on through it. Same thing with Cale Turbeville. He's still there. He's in 4th. He needs a little bit of help there from the draft, and it looks like he will get it. So he's there in fighting distance. Same thing with that 1 of Derek Welch.
Your points leader, Curtis Critchley, coming into the pits under speed with a lot of damage. How disappointing.
Wow, that was. I thought we were gonna get a caution. I'd love to see one and get everybody racked back up, but we're going to do it from here on out, looks like.
Just about. We're not over yet, as we have a yellow flag.
Oh, out of nowhere. I don't know.
Well, that's very interesting.
I'm going to have to search for that one, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm feeling maybe Brian Skidmore? Might have.
Where's the 75?
Oh yeah, Brian Skidmore. He was tumbling and rumbling down the track. He was getting a little push there. Oh yeah, up to that outside wall, and oof. Go get.
Oh wow.
Go get the ambulance for that one.
The ambulance. Yeah, he was getting a great push from Michael Hicks in the 76, and just ended up being a little bit too much, I think. Couldn't hold it. Oh.
Well, I think it's fairly fitting to finish this race kind of green, white, checkered scenario. Yeah, and I think it's well deserved. we had a couple incidents early. I think we had a really good long run there it made it fun with green flag pit stops and everything, but stack them back up, rack them back up, and let's fight this thing out.
Ooh, Yahtzee. I love a good shootout.
Yeah. That's a great shot of that Brownie's tumbling all over the place, wasn't he?
Yeah, normally whenever we see a crash like that, we see people go to the moon. Thankfully, he stayed here within the lower atmosphere, but a lot of damage to that truck.
Yeah, that was a wild one. But here we go. We'll see if we have another one as these guys are, because now it's time to fight, right? It's time to try to win this damn thing. I can't believe Derek Puckett is up 27 spots.
Yeah, 27 spots and in the lead, but getting a wave around here is that too of Albert Anderson. So Albert Anderson not out of this one quite yet. Derek Welsh is still up there. Same thing with that 64. Cale Turbeville, he's still up there. Also have that 42 of Kevin Winker getting some new life breathed into him here. He's now going to be able to re-rack this and start up here. Same thing with that 27 who had to come down when it was green flag to get some of that damage done. And man, that caution came out at just the right time for him, right before he went any laps down.
It's starting to get a little dark out on the track. Let's see what the temperature is. It's only cooled off about 10 degrees, so I don't know if we got some cloud cover or what, but we're going to have some awesome racing here to finish this thing off.
Yeah, just a little cloud cover rolling in. Still not looking too bad here as Derek Rowdy Puckett looking to pick up a win and change his luck around here in this latter half of the season. Same thing with that 15 of Cody Staten looking to make a late move here as we'll show the current tower standings as well as the current leaderboard standings. And you can just see you got a whole bunch of people up here in this top 10 that really aren't anywhere near that top 20, let alone that top 10 bubble.
Well, this is really going to close the gap for the guys that are really closing in on Curtis Critchley here. With his finish tonight, which is not going to be a very good finish here for his standards anyway.
Well, that caution helped him out, as I was just explaining to Adam, is, he got very lucky and was able to stay on the lead lap when that caution came out. So he's going to be restarting here in like 13th or 14th. So he's not quite out of it just yet. And I mean, the same thing was said for Kevin Winker. He's going to be starting up here back in the top 10, and the entire field is all back together. And you know how it is. Anything happens here, especially when green-white checkers happen.
And it looks like Curtis Critchley used a fast repair of some brand new looking truck. So, yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know about that. Don't count it out.
Yeah, don't count anyone out. I mean, if you're on the lead lap, you're in striking distance. Anything can happen up front. Just keep your eyes on the prize, man. We're getting so close to the end of this regular season where we're going to come down to the chase. Every point counts at this point in the season.
I'm so glad we got a good long green flag stretch in there. That was a lot of fun. This is our 5th caution. But judging from the early part of this race, I thought it might be our 8th or 9th by now. Good to see green flag racing out here tonight.
Green flag racing and green flag pit stops. And it looked like that was going to be the big key, was how well people got in and out of pit road on those green flags. But, man, it all comes down now to this. Green-white checkers here for the finish. Derek Rowdy Puckett going to lead this field around with Cody Staten on the outside as the pace car prepares to pull off down pit road. Here he comes. So time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out that window as if you already haven't. It's time to go racing here. Great restart from both lines, not an inch given still side by side as they came across the line. This is going to make things very even as they head off down into turns 1 and 2. Cale Turbeville on that outside, pushing that 15, trying to get a run. He's got some help there from the 6, trying to get that top line, some of that momentum that it was sorely lacking. You also got Richard Michelob Gray down there on that bottom line. He needs to put in a little bit of work here, as there's just that tiny little space, and you can see that outside line with how tight they're running. They're getting a big time run. So Cody Staten from the outside up to the lead. Oh no, we're gonna have a wreck. We're gonna have a yellow here, I think.
Turbeville's in the wall too.
3 different incidents. I'm telling you, Richard Gray was involved in the first one, and Richard Gray got turned for, I don't know what happened back there. We're gonna have to watch it.
Derek Welch just got wrecked too on his roof. I just about mentioned that tonight's sponsor, Numb Gaming, jumped on YouTube to pull for DW. Derek Welch involved in one of the several accidents that happened at the same time. We're going to have to run down
the first one,
replay tape for this.
The first one, Brown, I know you got a lot going on, but it looked like the 51 of, is that Josh Moore?
Yeah.
He was high, comes down low underneath Richard Gray, and just they got
that's not Richard Gray. I got the very similar looking trucks. I believe that is the 80.
It's not. It's showing Richard Gray on my screen, but yeah, the 110 got smoked there by the 51, and then you had another incident, which may be getting us confused because first happened with Richard Gray, and then there was another incident in front of them, and then another incident in front of them. 3 separate incidents there.
Man, trying to keep track of this. All right, there we go. Finally found Michelob's name here. Yes. All right. So Michelob going out up into the wall. He's able to keep it up into the wall. Now I know something else happened here. Cale Turbeville, I believe, had some incidents happen. That was event number 2. Oh, just getting snagged by the 6 on that inside rear quarter panel. And then after that, the 45 of Michael Reynolds had an incident. I think it was due to the 51 getting all checked up. He's down there on the bottom, and he got tagged, so he went for a little bit of a ride. And then the big one happened, and that involved a ton of people. Rodney Griffin in the 97 got involved in that. Just trying to see exactly what happened.
It's a lot to decipher right there, Derek.
Oh, here we go. There we go. That should be a good one. The 20 of Lawson. This all happened in front of him, and he ended up getting involved. Oh, you got trucks upside down, flying all around. Got a truck doing a breakdance on its roof. Oh.
Yeah, Derek Welch really took the brunt of that impact, it looked like. Ooh. Man, we didn't have a second to breathe right there. Now what are we going to do?
Man, that was super
Yeah.
whole situation there. But you know what? We're going to get things re-racked here, and we still have at least this attempt. I think, how many total attempts do we got here?
We have
3.
3.
So Numb Gaming Community commenting on YouTube that Derek Welch has that crash test dummy truck paint for a reason. And he was the guy break dancing on his roof there. All the way down to the infield, to the inside wall. Flipped back on his wheels, but I think his motor might have been kaput at that point.
Well, the Staten boys are, and Team America's back up there, are they not?
That they are. So you got Bull Statens, Kevin Winker up there, all working together. Albert Anderson going from a lap down because of a penalty. He's now up there once again. You got Michael Hicks and Critchley back up there. Albert McBride, Bay Area Rob's up there. Dusty Smith, that's a name we definitely haven't said much today. He's itching at one of those top 10 spots. So maybe look for him to make one of those late moves as we are kind of coming down to the wire here. Attempt number 2 at a green-white checker finish. And if anything that history shows, we're in for a good one.
Yeah, so much for a points shakeup. As the 27, what an amazing recovery.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it can change that fast at super speedway tracks. And this one is no different, man. 3 miles of just pure adrenaline, and you could be in the back 1 minute, and you could be in the front the next. So, chump to champ, champ to chump. That's the cool part about this speedway racing, super speedway. Go ahead there, Brown.
As pace car comes diving off down pit road. A little bit of a checkup there on that inside line, but we're back to green flag racing. Great restart there from the 15. That's allowing everybody to kind of single file out here at the front. So we're going to be nose to tail at least for the first 5, and then we got a big gap after 6 back to 7th where Michael Hicks is. He's really got no one helping him. You got Bay Area Rob trying to get him back up there, but the real action's up here at the front with Cody Staten going from one line to the next. Wow. Albert Anderson looking to take it 3 wide right down the middle. We're going to be 4 wide here for a second. Oh no! Albert Anderson's bumper gets tagged as we're still 3 wide, almost 4 wide here for the lead. Curtis Critchley on that inside line. You got the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett there still trying to hang on and maybe pick up his first win here. He's got the 15 of Cody Staten breathing down his neck. He's going to pop on out to that outside line, get a run here across the line. Everyone getting around Curtis Critchley. Here comes that 42 of Kevin Winker. He was just lying there waiting and patient, just waiting for the right moment. Squeezes his way with some fancy driving up through this field, right up the middle. He's able to steal the lead away now. Derek Rowdy Puckett there trying to get a run, maybe look towards the outside of him. We're 4 wide behind him here with the 51, the 76, the 88. Man, we got a whole bunch of trucks. We're almost 5 wide here as we're coming down into turns number 3 and 4. Oh, we got cars up into the wall, but we already taken this white flag. Derek Rowdy Puckett is out in front with a little bit of that squeeze move coming down here across the line. Drag race to the finish. It's going to be the 8 of Rowdy Puckett picking up the win with a photo finish here for second.
What in the hell just happened?
Amazing.
That was, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe the ending.
Second, man, with all that damage.
Richard Gray was running great, and then he got clipped. I mean, there was so much happening. It was hard to just contain myself.
Well, when the 5 wide happened, it didn't last long as a couple of guys got into each other and into the wall and back down. But as Brown said, they already took the white flag by then, so that was it. Wow, what a last lap.
And, I mean, biggest mover of the race and winner of the race, up 27 spots. That's amazing.
That's got to do wonders for that man's confidence, because I know it hasn't been an easy season for him so far, but this win here at iRacing Super Speedway is definitely going to help.
Oh, big time. And, I mean, not to mention you also had Paul Furiani finishing in that top 5. You still had Dusty Smith able to sneak away with a top 10. Same thing with Albert McBride with a top 10. Justin Lawson found his way up to a top 10. So, man, everybody was racing all the way down to the wire. And, man, I was really hoping we could get 5 wide to work, but that just might be a little too much to ask.
I mean, it looked cool, did it not? It was fun. Yeah. It was fun as it was going on. They kind of straightened it out. And then, man, if you look at Richard Gray, it looked like he was clear of everything and might have got him top 5 or 6 position. He just got destroyed. It's like getting tackled at the goal line. But congrats to these guys out here, man. That was a tough one.
Yeah, as we slowly wind things down, let's start off with some driver interviews. We got one who is ready, and that is that 42 of Kevin Winker, who maybe got into a little bit of damage problems early on with those early cautions, but able to keep it under control the remainder of the race and still almost sneak out with a win. But it's top 3 podium finish here for you, Kevin. It must feel pretty good knowing that you basically had to drive I don't want to say soft, but you had to drive very carefully to not really destroy your car and absolutely ruin your chance here.
Yeah, I was kind of a sitting duck there. I got damage on one of them wrecks, and then I didn't use a fast, it wasn't too bad, and then I kind of fell off the earth there, and then me and Zach were just drafting there, and then we got that caution, I don't know, with 4 or 5 to go, and then used my fast, and then made my way back up to third there.
Well, we did see a lot of similar team action that we saw out of your team duplicated tonight. The East Coast Racing guys really, I think they were really watching and taking notes, and they seemed to do pretty well there, at least for a while, at controlling the front of the pack there. But when teammates started getting separated, that kind of fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah, those guys are pretty strong, so usually they're pretty hard to beat. I don't know what happened to them. I think they kind of fell off one by one. Same with our team. We started off strong, and then I got in some trouble, and then I think Josh got in some trouble. So,
Well, nonetheless, I mean, we're honing in on the end of this season, or regular season anyway, and you found your way to the podium again. So, congratulations, man. Great job. Do you have any shout outs or anything you want to talk about for next week?
thank you. Oh yeah, we're going to Michigan next week, so that's definitely a different style of racing there. I like it there. I think I won the last race there, so it should be a good one. Fuel mileage, tire wear. So, looking forward to that. But shout outs. First off, I want to thank Muleburger Custom Homes for coming on and sponsoring me the rest of the season. So, a big shout out to them. My teammates, Josh, Cody, and Zach, for working well together every week. My buddies, Brandon and Justin, watching this religiously. They have it set every week. They watch it, so shout out to them. My fiance for watching. Let's see who else. Greg, Eddie, Austin, admins, all the guys that make it go around. You guys in the booth. So yeah, just thank everybody for being a part of this league.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the P3 podium finish here. It's definitely not going to hurt your championship standings. I know we're trying to get down to the wire here, getting close to that chase, and you're definitely looking to be one of those front runners here to try to pick up a championship, man. We wish you the best of luck the last closing races of the season.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night, everybody up there.
All right, now moving on up to the guy who doesn't need any help, but a second place really doesn't hurt, and that's that 27 of Curtis Critchley. Found his way up to the front there. Green flag pit stops worked really well for him, but then a late caution kind of saved you there from a little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it, just bump drafting kind of shenanigans going on. And but still able to squeak away here. Was looking at possibly a win, but hey, a second place finish here for that 27 must feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very happy with second, considering I was probably going to finish in like the 10s before that caution. So a good comeback there in the final 4 laps of green flag racing there. That huge crash that happened there, I barely avoided that too. Like, I actually got hit a little bit from a car on the bottom there. So, just a little bit of luck went my way, a little bad luck also went my way, and equaled out, and we got a second place out of it, and I'm really happy with that.
Well, Curtis, do me a favor. Don't go back and watch any of my commentary from about the last 10 laps, because when I saw you get involved in that, I thought, well, there goes the points we're going to have a big points shakeup because he's going to have at least 10 points less than a couple of these guys, and then I took a little personal break, and I came back, and the guys had told me, well, we just talked about it, that it's not over for him. He's back on. He's on the lead lap, and I thought, well, heck, and then you pull off a second. So, man, what a run! You really did surprise me, and like I said, don't go back and watch that. But how do you feel about next week, man? It's Michigan again, and it seems to be one of the crowd favorites. I mean, it's really a favorite for us in the booth. We love calling Michigan because pretty much anything can happen there, and it's a little bit more technical track, I guess you could say, than some of the other ones that y'all run. But what are you looking for next week?
Just looking to get another top 3 again. Top 3 wins championships. So just going to keep on picking away at the points here. Just never give up. It's very important. Yeah, so I think Michigan, I think I have a podium streak right now. A win in a second or something like that. I think. I might be wrong. But hopefully we keep that streak going.
Well, you got that consistency on your side, man. So good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're going to be fine because, look, he counted you out. I personally never did, but you did have some ups and downs, which, you'd be up front, and next thing you know, you got involved in something, you'd be in the back. But what a fight to come back and finish where you did. It just says a lot of what you can do on the track. Good job. Congrats, and I know you're looking forward to trying to win this entire thing. So, do you have any shout-outs or anybody you want to thank for helping you out tonight?
Well, first of all, Albert Anderson asked me to say hi to you guys for on his behalf.
Oh, so, that's America's driver right there.
Yeah, America's favorite. And then other than that, hello to my mom and dad watching at home. Refine Esports, Nexus Esports. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to go get them next week.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the P2 here tonight. We look forward to seeing what you can do, and good luck the rest of this season and into the kind of championship chase here, buddy.
Thank you very much, guys.
And now the moment he's been waiting for just a little bit too long, and that's going to be the man we talked to about halfway through this race, and that's Derek Rowdy Puckett, man. Normally, whenever we interview people, it's kind of the curse of the commentator, and they end up not finishing the race. But not only did you finish the race, you won the dang thing. Talk about how crazy those final green flag checker laps went for you.
Yeah, man, definitely not the outcome that I thought was going to happen. But before I say anything, man, I just want to thank Curtis, man, dude. He was awesome. Heck of a pusher. I'm thankful he stuck with me for as long as he did before he tries to make a run at it. But, man, I got me one, man. That's all I really can say, man. Got me one.
Well, working in the booth, you can't have favorites, really. But after talking to you and interviewing you and after the bad luck streak you've had and everything, I think you could tell by watching the last lap there, where our hearts were. And it was great to see you get out there and finally get you one, especially from starting way back in the back. I think you started dead last, and then you came up here and got this win. Talk about the teamwork. I mean, you weren't always around teammates, but you found people to work with and made some great moves.
Yeah, I mean, all season long, man, I kind of, did the qualifying route, try to get a good qualifying spot at the front, try to stay up front and run at the front. This race, man, I felt like I needed to do something a little bit different. I didn't qualify, started dead last, and the plan was just stay in the back, at least past halfway, and then start picking them off, coming through the front one at a time. But then whenever y'all interviewed me in the middle of the race, I was always sitting fourth, and I didn't want to be there at that spot, but I'll take it. I didn't want to say no to being up front at fourth at the time. But, this is season 2 of HCK, the Racing League. and we're starting to get a lot of good competition in here. So it's a win is going to be scarce and hard to come by because of a lot of good drivers, man. So I recognize who are good drivers in the field, and I try to just work my way up to the field and work with the ones that I know are good that'll help me get up there. Once I get up there, man, just kind of race everybody clean, respectfully, and maybe get it in return. Because Team America, man, I really think that they got it going on right now. They're up front, running up front week after week, qualifying 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm thankful to get the win today, man. That's all I can say. Hopefully this will be good enough to get me in the chase. But like I said, I'll take a win either way I could get it, man.
Well, you won the damn race. You went from basically dead last to first, so that's a feat in and of itself. But look, man, this is super speedway racing. I like your strategy tonight. Sometimes you kind of just lie in wait like the wolf and snatch it out of everybody's hands, and that's what you did, man. Awesome job. Congrats. You earned it. You deserved it. Real clean race tonight from you, and really proud of you up here in the booth. So congratulations, man. You got any shout outs or you want to say hello to anybody?
I just want to shout out to, first of all, to everybody in the league, man. Made a lot of good friends here. My wife, Kiara, she supports me week in and week out through the rough times and the good times. Like I said, my dad, he watches weekly, man, so he's rooting me on. So I appreciate everybody that's watching out there, all the fans watching on all streaming channels. And we're growing, man, and keep spreading the word for this league, man. They're doing something good, man. We're in season 2, but I'm already looking forward to season 3 just to see what Greg and them guys got in store for us, man. But I appreciate everything everybody does. I appreciate you, Adam, Alan, for everything, guys, man. Y'all are awesome.
Well, you put on one heck of a show, and what really makes it special is when you got folks like your pop and Kiara on cheering you on. I mean, we encourage everybody to share the streams, to their family and friends and stuff, so they can see what this hobby is all about, because it really does. It really does bring a lot of people together, and like you said, HCK Beagles Racing League it really has kind of become a family to some guys, and we really enjoy watching you guys day in day out on Tuesdays, and it's the fans that really make it, I think.
Yeah, I would have to agree, man. Definitely the fans. And like I said, dude, we are, a group of family here in HCK. Sometimes temper flares, and you get angry about certain things that happen on track, man. But you just got to let it go, move on to the next week, man, and just have fun, man. Have fun. That's all you got to do. Just come out here and have fun.
Well, talking about having fun, man, go and enjoy that win. Go have some fun, drink some Budweiser, do whatever you want to do, because bringing home the win here is mighty impressive. Congratulations, Derek, and good luck the rest of the season here, buddy.
Take care, guys. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
And you know what? I don't know if we mentioned it once, but HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. You can check out the drivers and all that stuff.
I was trying to work it in, but I never got there. I'm glad you brought it up.
We had a lot of, but I'm looking at it now, man. I'd like to see it more of the drivers put, pictures, and it's really cool, man. It's a community, and I'm happy to be a part of it like y'all are too.
They've got all the sponsors on there too, so guys like Bruce Muehlberger, who was watching tonight, you can go check out his site and the other great sponsors that are a part of this league, and None Thumbs Gaming. Go check that site out and go check out and support the sponsors, because they really do help out with getting the league's name out there too.
You are not kidding. Well, we're going to do something a little different because we've got some requests for it. Let's go back and take a watch and replay of this white flag lap. We're going to watch and wait for this 5 wide action to happen. This is being picked up right when they cross the line to take that white flag, and you can see the absolute shuffle that goes on. Kevin Winker made an amazing move to squeeze his way out in front. The problem is he might have made it just a little too soon. They were almost 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. And I mean, just kind of watching as they drift down, and oh man, it was 5 wide up there at the front, and just a little bit too much contact there from the outside. Little secondary action happened as well, and it was just a 3-dog fight here to try to come across the line. And man, Curtis Critchley with just enough side draft to hold off Kevin Winker to get the second place finish.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting and stuff that went on. Yeah, there was so much going on there. You'd have to watch that 10 times to actually figure out what actually happened. But man, that's what makes this fun. This league is fun. HCK Beagles, I really enjoy watching these guys, and I hope they enjoy us because, you know, I get a little crazy sometimes. That's why I'm on probation. So hope I didn't offend anyone tonight. And I was just having fun. I love everybody. I love America. Thank you.
Well, while we continue to wind things down, let's go ahead and do our complete leaderboard rundown here from iRacing Super Speedway. Derek Rowdy Puckett getting that breakthrough win, and Hard Charger of the Day doing the, well, can't really call it the impossible if you can do it, and that's the last to first run, 27 spots gained, and getting that king of the ring kind of crown here from iRacing Super Speedway. The 27 of Curtis Critchley also fighting through some of that adversity to finish here in second. Kevin Winker fighting through that adversity as well to finish here in third. That 408 of Bay Area Rob was able to dodge those final lap wrecks and get a solid 4th place finish here tonight, with the 66 of Paul Ferdiani being able to finish with a top 5 position as well. Zachary Staten in that 88 was able to get a 6th place finish here, with Dusty Smith finding his way up into this top 10, bringing that 121 truck home in 7th. Cody Staten in the 15, able to walk away with an 8th. In the 22 of Albert McBride in 9th. Rounding out tonight's top 10 finishing order is that 20 of Justin Lawson.
The Muhleberger Custom Homes number 51 truck of Joshua Moore finishes in 11th after starting way up in the front in 3rd place. Rodney Griffin in the 97 will finish 12th, up 10 spots, so a pretty solid finish from him. The middle part of this finishing order actually did a pretty damn good job at making up some positions during the race. Brian Skidmore, another one of those guys in the 75, up 10 spots to finish in 13th place. Mark Collins in the 25, a little bit different story from the Numb Thumbs Racing number 25 is he falls to 14th. Saw a little bit of action early, not the good kind of action either. It was a little bit of too much contact with some other trucks out there. And 76 of Michael Hicks way up to finish in 15th. He's your first truck that's 1 lap down. The 110 of Richard Michelob Gray started in 6th. He'll finish in 16th. Albert Anderson, we saw with that wreck right there, right at the end of the race, by himself, spinning across the grass on the infield, did not pull the yellow flag out and ended up losing a lap there, so he'll finish in 17th. Cale Tuberville, somebody that ran up front so much tonight, thought we might see him as a podium finisher. Didn't happen tonight, finished way back in 18th. Michael Grenald's another guy that involved in an incident late, finishing in 19th. And rounding out your top 20, the breakdancing crash test dummy truck, the number 1 of Derek Welch, finishes right there in 20th.
Number 6 of Paul Durkee, 21st. 54 of Brandon Coleman. We saw him have a pretty good run, but his luck ran out, 22. My favorite ball player, 33, Eddie Murray, 23rd. Andrew Hansley, the 4th, had some internet issues, and he ended up in 24th, so good for him. 21 of Matthew Jones, the Shep, had some more issues. He ended up in 25th. Number 5 is Stephen Naylor, 26th. 120 of Zach Dillon, ended up in 27th. And I'm pretty sure Gregory Turner ended up race control tonight, and so that's why he didn't participate. But he did a good job up there. I know it's a lot of work, and congrats to him for, dealing with it, because it's tough to be a race control and something like that. So great race, man. Have Had a lot of fun, and just like that, masks are gone. No more masks.
Well, I mean, except for your normal one, your luchador one, we still need
Yeah,
to.
we got to put that on tape.
We
we got to
gotta-
lay some tape down with
We
that.
gotta lay
don't
some
we?
tape. But either way, we need to close this one out. So once again, we got to thank all y'all for tuning in and watching out there on the Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're watching us on. We thank you for coming out and having a fantastic night here with us and enjoying the great crazy racing that we get to see here week in and week out. You all are the reason why we do this, because otherwise it'd just be three idiots sitting up here watching trucks go round and round in circles, and at that point it just gets weird. We also got to thank Numb Thumbs Gaming. If you want to improve upon your gaming experience, go check them out on Discord, and I believe they've got a YouTube channel going on as well. But they do a whole bunch of stuff, whether it's Star Citizen, whether it's trucking, like America Truck Sim, or iRacing, or Farm Sim. There's, a community to be a part of there where you can make friends. And, gaming is definitely one of those things that it's more fun to do with friends. And that's a great way to meet and enjoy your time with some new people is through Numb Thumbs Gaming. So a fantastic environment there. Go check them out and give them some love. So big thank you for them for sponsoring tonight's activities. We are live again here tomorrow night, as I believe the Vigilante Racing League is going to Michigan this week, a track that we have seen them run time and time again. So that's going to be a very interesting race, as we got a lot of new people here racing with us that have been making some names for themselves, and definitely this will be a track that we can't wait to see them all show up and put their best efforts for. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're out of here, y'all. Have a good night.
We gone.
See ya.